Welcome, everyone. This is session FSI 205 on Capital One's journey to being all in on the cloud. My name is Mike Haken. I'm a Principal Solutions Architect at AWS, and I've been supporting Capital One on this transformative journey over the past several years. We're excited to say that very recently, Capital One announced that they are the first US bank to be all in on the cloud and have completely exited their data centers. It's an awesome achievement. Today, we're going to talk about how they accomplished this incredible milestone, how they've reinvented themselves into a modern technology company, and how going all in on AWS is enabling them to lead the banking industry in innovating for their customers. So first, a little bit about our history together. In 2015, Capital One selected AWS as a strategic partner in their cloud transformation journey. Selecting the cloud platform with the deepest capabilities and broadest set of tools, as well as a company that would truly partner with them, would provide the foundation for their digital transformation. In order to build the bank of the future, they knew they would need to focus their resources on delivering customer-centric, innovative experiences. To that end, Capital One wanted to move away from the undifferentiated heavy lifting of infrastructure management. But more than just that, they also wanted to harness the innovative services being built in the cloud. They wanted to provide more resilient and available architectures that also provided better performance. And they wanted to do it at a lower total cost of ownership while still adhering to the regulatory rigor that the financial services industry requires. Over the past 5 years, we've partnered closely with Capital One's senior leaders, their cloud engineering teams, and teams throughout their lines of business to help migrate and modernize hundreds of workloads successfully. Capital One is now taking advantage of AWS services like Amazon EC2, Amazon RDS, DynamoDB, AWS Lambda, Amazon Connect, AIML services, and many others that are powering their technology transformation and creating differentiated experiences for their customers. Here to tell you how they did it, I'm excited to introduce Danny Seeley, Senior Director at Capital One, who leads their cloud engineering team.
Thank you, Michael. In 2015, Capital One had the audacious goal of going all in on the public cloud. Through our strategic partnership with AWS and years of focused tech transformation, we are officially all in on the cloud. I'd like to begin by telling you about Capital One, and then we will dig into our journey to being all in on the cloud. We are a 25-year-old Fortune 100 company. We are a bank, a technology company, and still founder-led. When most people think of a bank, they do not think of a technology company, and they do not think of a founder-led company. Being founder-led and technology-focused are what make Capital One special. The founder-led startup mentality can be felt in everything we do. Capital One has a highly entrepreneurial culture where innovation can come from anywhere. Our teams emphasize that this culture and environment are why they love to work at Capital One. Although we are only 25 years old, we have more than tens of millions of customers and 50,000 associates. Capital One was founded on the belief that the banking industry would be revolutionized by information and technology. We are known for being a data and tech pioneer in the financial services industry. Over 2 decades later, our belief in the information and technology revolution is stronger than ever. 2, we are further seeing the relevance of this focus now more than ever. As businesses of all sizes grapple with how to engage customers at a distance, we are well positioned in that we have been engaging customers through digital channels in a human and personalized way for years. As we began to think about our technology transformation, Capital One recognized early on that the winners in the banking of the future will be great tech companies with the risk management skills of a leading bank. With those underlying foundations of technology and risk management, we sought to completely redefine who we were as a company. Over the past 8 years, Capital One has comprehensively reimagined its talent, technology, and how we work. The three pillars of our successful cloud migration and adoption. Let's first touch on the talent pillar. We doubled our technology team to 11,000 tech associates, 85% of which are engineers. We recognized early on that we needed top tech talent in order to build great software and reinvent our technology operating model. Moving over to the infrastructure pillar, we reimagined our technology infrastructure by going all in on the public cloud and exiting our on-premise legacy data centers. We used modern architectural standards like RESTful-based APIs, microservices, and re-architected our data environment to build the foundation for machine learning. And last, during this transformation, we also changed how we work. While growing our tech talent, we adopted agile methodologies across the company. We built a scaled engineering organization with co-located teams of engineers, product managers, data scientists, and designers integrated into the lines of business. For Capital One, the key to achieving cloud adoption was the integration of Agile plus DevOps plus AWS into how we work. Prior to cloud adoption, we were structured for waterfall. We worked in silos, and we handed off the baton with no one person going end to end. By shifting from waterfall to Agile, we enabled iterative development, creating increased flexibility. By adopting DevOps, we powered our movement from silos to full team ownership of software development and positioned our teams to take a feature start to finish. The last integral part of the equation of our cloud adoption was our partnership with AWS. By partnering with AWS, we restructured our organization and developed practices needed to successfully work in the cloud. Next, we can move away from infrastructure management and focus resources on delivering customer-centric innovation and bring positive change to the industry. To help drive the transformation, Capital One adopted more than 30 AWS services, including Amazon EC2, Amazon S3, Amazon RDS, and Amazon Connect, an easy-to-use omni-channel cloud contact center. In partnership with AWS, the cloud unlocks our accountability and allows us to truly own our own destiny. To become great at building software, we knew we needed high-caliber software engineering talent. We raised our talent bar and we successfully recruited top tech talent in a competitive marketplace. Our recruiting efforts are focused on both experienced and college hires. We actively recruit from top engineering schools across the country and have programs in-house for growth and development of this talent. Over the past 8 years, with this focus on tech talent, we have more than doubled our technology organization and currently have 11,000 technology associates. Again, 85% of which are engineers. Across Capital One, we've assembled world-class teams of bold product managers, visionary designers, brilliant data scientists, and full-stack developers who employ human-centered design and agile development to deliver transformative customer experiences. Because we believe in our associates, we believe in continuously investing in them. One way we invest is to constantly encourage continued learning. To that end, we launched a tech college inside Capital One to support associates' ability to sharpen their skills. Our focus areas include software engineering, security, cloud, mobile, data, agile, and machine learning. Our tech college supports 4 different development programs. First is the Technology Development Program. It's a 24-month rotational program providing recent tech graduates with a variety of learning opportunities. Our second program is called the Capital One Developer Academy, which is a 6-month immersive coding experience for non-computer science graduates. The third program is called a Technology Leadership Development Program, which is a year-long program to develop future leaders, enable career growth, and enhance technical ability. And finally, the last program is called the Elements of People Leadership, a 6-week cohort program for experienced people leaders aimed at developing strong leadership skills. Capital One's audacious all-in on the cloud goal and subsequent push to exit the data center was an enterprise initiative, not just a tech initiative. To be successful, it required a strong partnership between tech and non-tech teams and a top-down approach with full priority across all business and tech units. This singular enterprise focus and goal is how a technology company like AWS operates. As an example, associates in our lines of business now speak AWS, and some have even been certified. I believe the strong partnership and full priority across the company allowed Capital One to address impediments and constraints with our full intent of technology transformation as an anchor. Mark Twain once said, "If it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat 2 frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first." In that vein, we decided to tackle the hard things first. In order to maintain our high level of risk management, we established cloud governance early in the process of cloud adoption. This cloud governance function, with compliance as a top consideration, helped our application teams migrate to the cloud in a safe and compliant way with preventative controls in place. Early on, we took a key step to establish a cross-company stakeholder group, including risk managers and cloud engineers, to curate capabilities and controls that would keep us well managed as we moved applications into the cloud. Our cloud governance function prioritized the AWS services Capital One needed to migrate to the cloud. We then assessed them to ensure the appropriate controls were developed, designed those controls using the right solutions, subsequently built the controls, and then finally launched each service individually for use by our tech teams. This foresight and continued diligence with respect to risk management required a lot of upfront work, but continues to pay dividends. Not to mention, risk management is integral to the highly regulated banking industry and our operations, not to be compromised or neglected. To aid in our all-in on the cloud journey, we built software such as Cloud Custodian and Hygieia to accelerate AWS adoption. By developing Cloud Custodian, we brought automated governance, compliance, and cost optimization to our cloud environments. In August, Capital One contributed Cloud Custodian to the Cloud Native Computing Foundation to continue adoption acceleration and further give back to the open source community. Hygieia is a DevOps dashboard that enables visualization of DevOps metrics. As a result of our open source commitment, Hygieia has been adopted by 160 companies worldwide, including Verizon and Walmart. With a cloud-first mentality, we built everything new on the cloud. We prioritized net new investment first in the cloud adoption process. This was a key first step in our commitment to go all in on the cloud. Understanding that this was an enterprise initiative that would require inputs from all business units, we built knowledge share and common tooling where possible to increase and build collaboration across application teams. Other key first steps included acknowledging and investing in new, central operational functions that hold elevated privileges, knowing that CI/CD is critical to everything, knowing how we would handle tech debt, and continuously verifying our goals. Finally, we tackled tough application architectural decisions to migrate away from traditional databases to AWS managed database services and away from traditional application integration technology to AWS services like SQS. As a bank, we are a highly regulated enterprise, and as such, risk management is our business. We needed to approach our technology transformation and global architecture with that central risk management tenet always in mind. In our application development, region and cross-region application resiliency was stress tested with extreme disaster recovery exercises. To further hone our resiliency posture, we shifted to active-active architecture and automated failover recovery. Specifically, we've developed application workloads to actively take some volume of traffic in multiple availability zones within a region, in addition to actively taking some volume of traffic across 2 or more regions to fully support 100% of load within our recovery time objectives. To ensure fleet health, we utilize real-time data and analytics. Finally, we treat infrastructure as code. As an example, we rehydrate all of our underlying compute periodically to ensure up-to-date operating systems and related security patches. From day one of our journey to being all in on the cloud, Capital One worked closely with AWS engineering leaders with respect to cloud architecture, operational excellence, and associate training. When making cloud architecture decisions, the overarching AWS and Capital One executive framework fosters a continuous collaboration and feedback loop between the two organizations, resulting in a strong partnership. We leveraged many AWS best practices in our processes to achieve our desired outcome of being all in on the cloud. In our push for operational excellence, we adopted the AWS Operational Readiness Review Framework. During the cloud adoption process, we modified and improved the framework along the way as we learned more and our cloud infrastructure grew. We also partnered with AWS to expand the shared responsibility model between AWS and Capital One. Our all-in on the cloud initiative necessitated that we train our top tech talent in this new cloud space. As such, we set and facilitate ambitious AWS certification goals for our associates. Furthermore, because of our strategic partnership, AWS actively contributes to our enterprise tech development. As an example, we have an internally developed tech college that provides AWS Solutions Architect-led tech talks and workshops tailored directly to Capital One. AWS also takes part in our internal software engineering conference with keynote speakers and deep subject matter expert attendance. After years of focused development and transformation, proud to say, Capital One is now truly all in on the public cloud. In 2020, Capital One has 0 data centers. By migrating out of data centers to the public cloud, Capital One achieved many benefits. First, we can instantly provision infrastructure at near unlimited scale. Our applications use as much or as little computing storage as they need, while Capital One only pays for what is used. Capital One has lower cost. There are economies of scale that third-party providers can realize and we can benefit from that we could not achieve in our own data centers. Through the cloud, Capital One is plugged into the world's innovation. New offerings are constantly introduced, much like we've seen through AWS reInvent. We are now able to quickly leverage the newest technology at a significant discount relative to a legacy data center architecture. 2, our migration allowed for a shift to modern architecture with focuses on RESTful-based APIs, microservices, open source, DevOps, continuous deployment, and agile methodologies. The increased agility and speed to market provided by a cloud-based infrastructure has also increased our pace of innovation for our customers. We release more frequently, from quarterly or monthly releases to releasing code multiple times a day. From 2016 to 2019, application changes increased by more than 300%. In the cloud, we dramatically improved system availability in our disaster recovery position. We have better uptime and system availability with reduced transaction errors. Critical incident resolution time is cut in half, and our time to recover from disaster recovery exercises has been cut by 70%. We also reduced time to build a new development environment from more than 3 months on-premise to just minutes in the cloud. Our tech transformation enabled us to swiftly respond to the pandemic. Our associates, while working remotely, have remained connected and focused on helping our customers. Our shift to go all in on the cloud proved to be a critical enabler for our workforce to remain productive during this unprecedented time. We are able to actively monitor performance and dynamically scale based on need. With AWS, we can control and monitor our infrastructure through APIs, which can be done from anywhere. We no longer have data centers that have to be manned. Therefore, we don't have to worry about how we're going to get equipment or people to a data center to add infrastructure in support of the crisis. As well, our cloud infrastructure enabled us to prioritize both the health and safety of our contact center agents without compromising on our customer service. While working remotely, over 4,000 contact center agents continue to provide critical support to our customers with Amazon Connect. As part of our technology transformation, we also focused on designing and creating physical and digital workspaces that foster rapid innovation and fluid collaboration. This is more important than ever at a time when the majority of our associates are working from home. During remote work, Slack, G Suite, and Zoom are especially invaluable tools to enable and connect our associates. Our early focus on technology transformation and enhanced digital capabilities provide a strong foundation to better serve our customers during this time. From home, our customers can use our digital banking tools to meet all of their banking needs with 24/7 account access. By accessing accounts online or using the Capital One mobile app, customers are able to make payments, view transactions, check balances, find an ATM, and more. In most cases, it's easier and faster for customers to manage their accounts digitally. It was a long journey to being all in on the cloud. Capital One achieved this audacious goal by owning our digital transformation. We believe that AWS had the best services and partnered with them to achieve this goal. Through our partnership with AWS and by going all in on the cloud, we empowered our 50,000 associates and continue to serve 70 million customer accounts. We are committed to the open source community and develop software to drive cloud acceleration. Our digital transformation began with the ambition to become a modern technology company that could develop its own applications and lead the banking industry in innovating for customers. Along the way, we completely reinvented ourselves. Talent, culture, operations, and our technology infrastructure. As a result, our cloud migration became a foundation for building the bank of the future. one that could quickly and continuously innovate to meet changing customer needs and preferences. Thanks so much for your time today. It's been my pleasure telling the Capital One story. Enjoy the rest of the conference.